Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves a Scrap, and I'm coming to you from the land down under, and it is quite cold here. It's winter and it's been the coldest one. I'm doing an off-the-board project and I'm a little bit late. I have done it and I did it in time. This was a scrap lift one, so it must have been for a Saturday, and I scrap lifted this one here with the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and as you can see it is very similar. So I have my two photos just as the one that I had, and I am going to use it. Hers was in the daytime, mine is the nighttime, so therefore my papers are darker and hers were lighter. I'm going to use bottle brush because I didn't have any of the Waratahs or Proteas that she did, and I've got some gum leaf paper and some wood grain and some barky natural looking papers that I'm going to incorporate into this layout. When I first saw this layout on the Pinterest, I thought it was amazing and I just loved it, and I knew I had the photos as well. So I'm going to start by tearing off strips, and I know some people like to cut down the white, but I actually like the white and I'm going to keep it. And I'm just trimming down the bottom here because it's a sprayed edge for the bottom, and I'm going to tuck in that other one underneath. Now I do need some with the gum leaves, and I'm looking which end I'm going to use, because I need to fussy cut a lot of these leaves out to build the dimension on the layout. So I'm going to go down towards the bottom in the end, I decide, because that's the best place, because I need those long hanging gum leaves at the top. So I'm just going to tear off a little bit at the bottom. It's a little bit tricky tearing. I have trouble. Sometimes I get it done really well. Sometimes I have it all jagged and staggered because I just can't seem to tear it without that process. I'm using this stain. I think it's called Aged Mahogany. Can't remember at the moment. And I chose that colour because it picked up to that deep burgundy colour in the gum leaves in the paper, as well as the colours that are in the photos of the Harbour Bridge. Now, I took these photos recently when I was in Sydney. I love going into Sydney. It's like I get this rejuvenation every time I hit the city. It's just like got this magic vibe. It's like a healing vibe. And I was there for a work event that night. Our children at school were playing at the actual Opera House in part of the recorder ensemble for the New South Wales Festival of Instrumental Music, and they were part of the mass instrumental part with recorders. And so I was there, A, to help with the supervision of children, but also B, to support the kids as they were there and being in the audience. And yeah, I just loved it. It was fantastic. And this is a photo I took while we were waiting to go in. It was outside. The harbour was just magic that night. It was nice and clear. It was cold, not as cold as it could have been, but it was cold. And it was just a beautiful night. And as you can see the light clouds in the sky there, the water being reflected with the lights from the Harbour Bridge. And it just was a magical moment. So I'm glad I captured this photo and I'm able to scrap it. But like I said, anytime I hit the city, I just get this rejuvenation. I just love it. I have since I was little. I don't know what it is about it, but when I'm feeling down, I'll head to Sydney and I'll spend some hours down roaming through the streets, going through all the different places, and that's what I like to do. Here I've fussy cut out the leaves, as I said, and I fussy cut out those bottle brushes from that black paper, and I'm using those in the corner, and I'm overlapping the leaves so that they look like they're hanging down from that paper that I've cut from to start with. I'm tucking them in underneath so that they have that falling effect. I found some gum leaves and some bottle brush leaves in some stickers that I have, and I've added those into the side panel there, and you'll see that those gum leaves are out of the top bottle brush, giving you a bit of a reflective glare at the moment, but there's one that's going down in the bottom. And they're the shape of the leaves of the bottle brush around here. Very funny with the bottle brush. It reminds me of my daughter's wedding, where I was climbing in the bush on the morning of the wedding, collecting all of these bottle brushes to use as her flower arrangements on the day. Very funny, but that's another story, and I'll tell you about that when I do a page on that. So I decide that I'm going to use these foam sparkly thickers for my title. I'm just putting in Sydney by night because that's appropriate for this layout, and I like these foam thickers because I have them in black and white, so I was able to use both sides on this layout. Bit lazy, didn't use my Cricut, could have cut out a title I suppose, but these stickers sit there and I thought I better start using them because they do lose their stickiness, and they fitted in and it was perfect anyway. So as you can see, I've layered it up. I've utilised my dies, and I went back and I added in some gum nuts into the die. You can see those there with the thin die in there. You can see the gum nuts blossoms coming out, and that's built up those clusters a little bit more. So it was a great night, as I said. I loved this layout when I saw it. It is a direct scrap lift. I'm just adding in the date so I remember when that was. I don't need to write any journaling. There's nothing else to say. It is just Sydney by night. It's just beautiful. If you're ever in Australia, you really do need to come and see it. A good time is May when Vivid is on and everything gets lit up. It's a great time. Christmas is another fantastic time to come and see Sydney. It's at its best showcasing. But just generally any night, and you can be there and you can see, and the harbour just looks magic. Look at that. Amazing. And there's my layout. I love this off the board projects. I have got a few done that never made it through the month, but I will post them. Thanks to Crystal Barrett at Pineapple Papers for coordinating this hop and providing the different inspirations each day. It took me out of my comfort zone to do different things. I love how this turned out. It's a great layout. Feel free, if you want like anything, just copy away. That's what we're all here for. Remember, I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves to Scrap, and I'm coming to you from Australia, trying to share with the world an Australian perspective. Give me a thumbs up if you like something on this layout. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, build my little noted footprint on YouTube. Leave me a comment, I'll get back to you, even an emoji. I really appreciate the feedback. You can find me on all my socials under Kathy Loves to Scrap, including Instagram, where all my layouts end up, even those that don't have a video. Thank you once again for watching. Look at the playlist below, and happy scrapping.